next, we're going to go over the driving of the vehicle and a couple other the tips around when you're moving in the RV. So driving the motorhome is very similar to driving any type of heavy-duty truck, similar to like a U-Haul rental or any of those larger Ford trucks. It has a stock shifter that allows you to change your gear selection. There's a slight wheel tilt. That's about all you get. And standard kind of turn signal windshield wipers. Some of the other features in the driving area, we'll start kind of over here in the center console. We have an aftermarket stereo system that will integrate into the cameras. So you have turn signal cameras when you are turning the RV. Whenever you flip on a blinker, you'll see that side view in your blind spot, which is really handy. And then when you put it in reverse, you'll see the rear camera view as well. And this stereo also is compatible with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So you can mount your phone here and use those main features right on the big screen for navigation. There's a few switches on here as well for turning on your fog lights, lowering the night shade. You can start the generator from here, and I'll go over kind of the electric basics in a moment. This emergency start switch is if for some reason you can't start the coach, you can hold that button down and it'll temporarily shift power to the house batteries to allow you to start the motor coach and drive. And then you also have some overhead cab lights here, and I'll flip those on. Those are just right above me. One other aftermarket piece of equipment that we installed is a tire pressure monitoring system. Most RVs don't have this, so we bought an aftermarket one so you can keep tabs, and the system will warn you if your tires go too high in pressure or too hot. If either of those happen, it is best to pull over and let the tires cool down. But the way this is set up, you can cycle through each of the 6 tires on the RV. There's, a single wheel on the left front, which it's currently on, and that's showing 73 PSI and 62 degrees Fahrenheit. And you can cycle to the right front tire and then the dually tires in the back. The back tires should be at 80 PSI when you're at cold temperature, and the front tires should be at 75. There is a sticker over here that lists those tire requirements as well. The last features, just to show over on the left-hand side of the driver, you do have your headlights. Daylight runners will turn on, but you can manually turn on the main lights. There's a dash dimmer as well. And then over on the left-hand side, you have your controls for your rear view on the left and the right, as well as a heat mirror if you need to turn that on. But that's the basics of driving. The other thing I wanted to point out is just a brief explanation of the electrical system in an RV. There's really kind of 2 electrical systems. There's kind of a standard automotive 12-volt system, which is similar to plugging in to a cigarette lighter in your car. So when the car is on, you can run things. Well, RVs have 2 sets of batteries, one for starting the motor and then one for powering the rest of the house. There's also a secondary electrical system, which is the standard electricity that you have inside your house. Those are the outlets that look like household outlets. They're throughout the RV. Those only work when you're plugged in to a campground or the generator is running. That's the only way you get power to those outlets. So while driving, you have all the front outlets that you can use on the dash, and there is an additional outlet on the bed in the back that has 2 USBs as well. And that's really the limit of your power options while you're driving. But once you get to the site and plug in, then it'll unleash the full power of the entire unit.
So while you're driving, the other passenger seats are located both on this couch. There's one here, one there, as well as on the forward-facing portion of the dinette. And so there are 4 additional seat belts, as well as the 2 up front. And then while you're driving, if you need to use water, to use the bathroom or the kitchen sink, you need to make sure that the water pump is on. So if you engage the panel, monitor panel, and you'll turn the water pump on. Also, sometimes when driving, or if you need to pull off on the side of the road, people need to use the bathroom. So I figured this was a good time to go over those controls. So to use the bathroom, like you would a normal bathroom, and then afterward to flush completely, you press down on the pedal entirely. And you'll see that will open. And then after you're done, you press about halfway and it will add water back to the toilet. It's also good practice if you are planning on a number 2 to add a little bit of water first, just for odor control.